Hello everyone, welcome to February week number 4. This week is also baptism week, so when it is time to go down for baptism, I'll come and grab you. You'll have to line your kids kind of up in front of the sanctuary doors. We'll give a couple of quick instructions, which will basically be respectful, no talking. After you're done with watching all the baptisms, we can go ahead and head out into the pavilion, this pavilion, and then check out there. Make sure that no parents are trying to check out while you're headed out to the pavilion, because it just creates confusion and then you're losing kids and all of that kind of stuff. Also make sure that you count your kids before we go into the sanctuary, when we're in the hallway or when you're still in your classrooms. That way you know exactly how many kids you have, and then recount those kids once you're here in the pavilion. Okay, and then for this first activity, you'll greet them as they arrive, and then your kids are gonna break up into pairs. And so go ahead and break them up into pairs and then assign one kid is the letter A, one kid is the letter B. The one that is A will go ahead and start saying things about themselves. Now you'll probably want to do this a couple times so that kids get to know each other a little bit more. But that A kid is going to say, since you are getting to know me, you should know that. And then they're gonna say something about family information or school information after that. But whatever it is they're saying, they have a minute to say it to the B person, and then that B person, their goal is to just listen intently, okay? Once they listen intently, you'll come together as a big group again after a minute, and then B will be able to share what A said, something that's interesting about them, okay? And there's 4 different things on your list that you can go through to make that happen. Then make sure you're also switching which one's A and which one's B for the next minute, and then kind of just go back and forth for about 4 times, and then they can switch partners, okay? This next activity is like telephone, but it's a little bit different. Instead of doing a secret message, they're gonna do a secret hand sign or hand signals. You are gonna be the one that sets those hand signals, okay? And so you'll have every kid line up in a straight line, and you'll be in the front of the line, okay? Have them stand about 3 feet apart or so, and have every single kid close their eyes, okay? Now you being in the very front of the line, what you're gonna do is come up to the front of the line, and you are gonna turn around and say the kid's name that is right behind you. And after you say that kid's name, they can open their eyes and look at you, and you can do the hand signs, okay? Whatever you wanna do, like, I don't know, something as long as it's not vulgar, of course. And then you get to go to the back of the line and watch the rest and see how it plays out. Then that first kid is going to do the same thing. Turn around, call that next kid's name, and then do the hand signs to them. And they'll do the same hand signs that you did. It'll go all the way down the line. And then at the end, you'll see how close that they actually were to getting those hand signs that you originally did, okay? Make sure every other kid is keeping their eyes closed during this time as well, so that they can do it correctly. Okay, and then your next activity, what you're gonna do, and this one will be after large group. So you'll open the Bible to Luke 10:30 through 37, and you're going to have one of your kids who's a strong reader, or maybe just one of your leaders instead if you have the younger kids. You'll go ahead and have them narrate the story. And your goal is to have the other kids in the room actually replay the story and how it goes and what it looks like. And so go ahead and assign the different characters to the kids and then replay the story. Now, you can also, after that, remix the story in the sense of, like, what would it look like if this story happened today? So for instance, back then they were on donkeys, you know, trotting down the road, and it's dirt, dusty road, and the Samaritans on the ground, stuff like that. This today, it could be like something like, you know, they got held at gunpoint or something like that. I don't know what it would look like, but have them be creative on what it looks like in today's world, in a 2021 world. And then you're gonna have a spot the differences page. And so this page is gonna be your page, which is a little different because you have a cheat sheet on this page, okay? And so you can kind of see the 10 different things that are different in the 2 pictures. So they'll only have this part of it. You'll be able to see what it actually, what the actual differences are, see how many the kids can actually guess with that, okay? Now we're talking about spotting the differences and how God has made us all a little bit different with unique talents and unique abilities. So be sure to kind of be pointing that home as well. And then talk about who is your neighbor, who is the neighbor in the story, who are the neighbors around you, what does your neighbor really look like? And then the last activity, you will have the verse broken up into different cards. Place those cards on the opposite side of the room, and then they will have to do different ways to get there, to get the cards and bring them back and put them in order, okay? So things like crab walk, walking backwards. You have a huge list of them. Go through like as many of them as you want. And then your last one, the prayer activity, just have them go and pray silently for whatever's on their heart that day, okay? So just kind of give them a space where they can pray. And that's it for this week. Remember, again, with the baptisms, you may not be able to get through all the activities, so pick your favorites. Pick whichever ones that your kids will get the most out of, okay? And that's all for this week. See you guys soon.